Rempet semua. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 5, and first and foremost, let me introduce the group members. I'm Muhammad Shamsul Ana. Next, we have Kazi Muhammad Nazrin, Muhammad Hanif bin Anas, Sarah Rahana, and Ainul Zahira. So, for the theme of our SDG topic, we chose the fourth SDG, which is quality education. So, it is relevant with current issue. Recently, everyone has been obliged to learn through online learning since the rise of COVID. So, however, there are many cons that can be appointed from this approach. Thus, for today's discussion, we will focus on what the youth can do to fill in the gap in achieving the objective of quality education. So, if anyone has any idea, you can propose now.
Yeah, thank you, Sham. I think I have an idea. I think the action that will be taken from youth actually support the caregivers at home to help children learn while school are closed. Like work together with the teachers and help parents to keep track with their children in their study. Sort of like a volunteer. So, like for example, a collaboration by including representative from a community in evaluating and sharing their experiences about what worked well and what didn't during the online learning. Like this include youth, parents, and teachers. So we must encourage conditions that give frontline educators the freedom and flexibility to act collaboratively. And it should consider the problems and solutions faced by the students, parents, and teachers, to help each other sustain a quality education. However, some parents might not have known anymore about the education system, like as they left the school years ago. So this is where youth come together to help the teachers by volunteering to help and guide the parents with their children learning at home. So like this collaboration can help online learning to be more effective and at the same time shows value in teaching profession and learning as suggested by the UNESCO.
Okay, I agree with Kazi's point regarding the idea of collaboration between the teacher and the community in keeping track with students' study. I think it is an effective solution as it helps the teachers to adjust the students' instruction in teaching them to master foundational skills even at home, and helps the learning gaps to be identified much more easily with the help from the parents and youth monitoring the students during online learning. So with the help from the monitoring the students, basically we can identify the problem within online learning, such as students will not pay attention in online classes. So from here, overcrowded classrooms might be the biggest cause why students are not giving attention, and it may lead the teacher to give less effective teaching. So in order to cope with this problem, the teacher can delegate with the parents and the youth in teaching smaller groups of students to make sure each student get an effective learning, and the teacher can focus more on the students individually. And at the same
Yes.
time, it can benefit the participating youth to learn teaching skills and implement the beneficial skills in their daily life, such as for scholarships and also applying for jobs.
However, I actually disagree with Kazi's point about the youth being concerned about the children's study because as university students myself, I find myself struggling with online class and not to mention about the assignment that I have to do. So if this were to actually being implemented, then I would find it such a difficult task for me to balance between study and collaborate with teachers and teaching children. Yes, so for me, I don't think this is a practical approach.
So I do agree with Shamsul regarding the free time, as most of us students are still struggling in our studies, and we do not have much free time. And if we do have free time, I believe most of us want to use that free time to release our tension and stress.
Yes, yes.
Okay, perhaps we can moving on to the second discussion on what youth can participate, which is to raise funds for unprivileged students for them to buy data and equipment. Since a high-speed internet connection required for online learning seems not be well occupied for many students. According to Malaysia's Education Ministry 2019 recently found that as many as 40% of Malaysian students lack devices for e-learning. And to make matters a lot of worse, only 6% have access to personal computers. So by raising the fund, it may help some of those unprivileged students to buy the data or even lessen the parents' burden to buy devices.
I agree with Sarah's point about fundraising, but in my opinion, I think we should focus more on the lesser unfortunate one, which are the orphans. By fundraising, I think we can probably help to provide the technologies needed to use for online classes, such as phones and laptops. An interview done by Malay May's new website to the Phrase Emmanuel Children's Home Manager, Christopher Michael, in December 2020, he stated that their monthly income are only 14,000 a month, excluding donation, which I think is clearly not enough for the children to afford quality education in this middle of pandemic. So that is only one orphanage. What about the others? So yeah, I think that is why we need to focus more on fundraising for the orphans.
Actually, I am afraid if the idea of fundraising project to help students adapting with online learning requirements can be time consuming. This is because I think the process to gain the data from the needy students and delivering the aids may take such a long time to complete, and also it requires many individual works, especially during this pandemic.
Yeah, I actually agree to disagree with Hanif because it might be not effective, like because as we all know that COVID has a major turn down for everyone financially, so that there might be some donation received, but the amount will never be sufficient, or it will take a very long time to achieve, and it might not be effective at all. So since the cost of a single gadget is very high, thus in order to achieve the objective in providing the gadget to a lot of other underprivileged students, it will take too much time, too long.
Yeah, I do understand that. And thank you to Sister Ainul, Brother Hanif, and also Brother Kazi on your concern regarding issue that it will be time consuming. And I do understand where you're coming from. However, according to the 10 ringgit project that has been conducted by two high school brothers, Aryan and Aaron, both of them are from Chepaka International School, managed to collect 16,000 in a month and donated for non-profit charity organization which is Bakasa, Badan Amal Kasih Sayang Malaysia. And this made me believe that time consuming issue is not a big matter since we have many non-profit organizations like Bakasa to help to detect to those unprivileged students I believe they are happy to help us just like how they collab with the 10 Ringgit project. And if those high school students can manage to do it too, and why not us? So moving on to the third discussion that we will discuss is since students have limitation of consultation with their lecturer and teachers during online training, what youth can do to help each other is to prepare additional online materials that can be accessed freely by the students. For example, gather all the notes on Google Drive on how to pass in their examination like APT, EPT, videos on how basic knowledge on how students can use Canva or Filmora for their video assignment, and also provide videos for the techniques on how students can improve their speech. These actions can actually help in better understanding for students and also help with the teachers' aid variety. So
Yeah,
what do
I
you just
actually
think?
agree with Sarah's point. But
Mhm.
I think there's something that need a bit of improvement. The platform that was created shouldn't be like restricted for uploading study material only, but it should be made more interactive. Like create a section where the student can have healthy discussion, and we are not only inviting the local student, but we should invite the international students also. So when we have a bigger community, there will be more question being asked, more answer for the question, more view on the subject. So, like Sarah said before, we have limitation when it comes to consultation with the lecturer. So we are the one who helping each other out. And other than that, I want to propose a new idea, which other than Kazi, none of the member have proposed yet. But I think this is very essential when it comes to online learning, which is the teacher's teaching approach. So what I'm proposing is that we try to reach out as many schools as possible and invite the teachers into a Facebook group because Facebook is the most familiar platform among the elders teacher. So from there, we provide a 1 minute survey that the teachers can fill in every time after they finish a class. So from that, the teachers, they will have ongoing feedback on what is effective, what is ineffective when it comes to teaching. So from there, all the teachers, they can improve the teaching method daily, not monthly, not weekly. Okay, so other than that, I think they have more valid opinion when it comes to what is effective and what is hand. Okay, instead of the youth trying to brainstorm what is better. Okay, and this approach is actually has been done by the Finland education and it showed a significant improvement. So I think it should be relevant in Malaysia if we implement the same thing.
I agree with Sarah's and Samsul's point on creating a platform or an alternative to help the students. I also want to add on that apart from students, teachers and lecturers also play a big role in online learning. And in my opinion, we youth should help the teachers or lecturers too, especially the older one or the one that have an obvious age gap from the students. So a statistic of age group distribution of internet users in Malaysia in 2020 was published by a Statista website, and the age 20 to 30 years old actually recorded as the highest percentage, which are 41.6%. However, only 21.2% for 30 to 40 years old, and the percentage keeps on getting lower from there as the age is increasing. As youth, we can probably help the teachers by actually hold an online seminar to help the teachers, especially the older one, to use or utilize the technologies and internet to help them fit in and to smooth out the class session before the semester even begins. Every university or high school can create a club or a team that will coach the teacher or lecturers to fully utilize the internet and technologies efficiently so that they won't be too clueless on how to operate the class later. For elementary school or below, each school should reach out to the university or high school near them or at the same state to access the online seminar. So yeah, I think we should help the teachers too. So yeah, that's it from me.
Okay, so after listening to everyone's opinion regarding the issue upon online learning to sustain a quality education, all of us can agree that the most relevant solution to cope with this issue is the youth can help to prepare additional material through interactive platforms by utilizing the present technology. So from here, all of us can conclude that we as the youth uphold such a crucial role in helping to sustain quality education as an important goal in sustainable development. So I think that's all for the discussion today. Thank you so much.